everybody, what is up? I am here with the one and only Adrian Holley, Dave's Lock and Key in Bozeman, Montana, and we're here to give you a van tour. Adrian.
All right.
Thanks for doing this.
Heck yeah.
You know?
Welcome to Bozeman.
Yeah, I'm loving it. You know, I mean, I totally like meeting you now for a few years, getting the Bozeman vibes. I'm here and like I feel like I know it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I do have one quick question for you though. How often do you go out to the Dutton Ranch?
I'm actually not allowed to talk about that because I've been threatened with a trip to the train station.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, cool. So what are we going to be looking at today?
So this is our 2020 van.
Okay.
It's the not the newest van. I have a newer 2023 van that I haven't set up yet. Just bought it this week. But this is our most set up van that we have in the fleet. Okay,
so it's a 2020
it's a Chevy Express.
Chevy Express.
It's a two-wheel drive, but we put a four-wheel drive kit into it.
Really?
So we can shift it into an actual four-wheel drive. It's not an all like the other Savannas, right?
Yeah.
The GMC Savannas that were all-wheel drive. This has a legitimate four-wheel drive to it. So
really, how much is that by the like ballpark?
it's about $5,000.
Okay.
You know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Well, that seems like a really good option, honestly, for, you know, living here where you get a lot of snow.
I've gotten it stuck, but I got myself out of it.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was up pretty high up on one of the mountains.
That sounds like a very Montana thing to say, if you ask me, you know?
Indeed. Indeed. You know, you got to push the limits, right? Let's see if we can get it stuck.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, cool. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll hop behind the camera.
Okay.
And I'll let you kind of take us around, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I haven't seen it yet, so I get to see it with you. I'm pretty pumped up.
So, PJ, here's the inside of the 2020 van. Got our handy dandy knee pad. Got to have one of these when you're locksmithing. Lockpick Lodge. Got to have one of those, right? And then, of course, every van's got to have a bunch of random parts and pieces laying around. A couple pack out deals that we have here that just keep various tools in. Got our Black Widow here for automotive and any other residential commercial keys that we can cut. Standard inverter there, battery down on the bottom. A couple bags. This is a bag for deadbolt install. This is what we call the attack kit, right? It's your basic, hey, we're gonna walk up and see what's going on the property. Got our light bars up top, pinning kit, standard shelves. It's got cam lock kit, first aid kit, impressioning tool, pre-cut keys. The back here in the back, past the pinning kit, keep keys. Same thing back here. More of our most commonly used keys. Got a little JMA Nomad that really does great for duplicating keys. This thing will eat through keys. I've duplicated over 100 keys on site one day, and this thing didn't let up. Traditional Blitz back here does not get used as much because of having the Black Widow in here, and then tucked away here in the back, we have our right-hand that's set up for Schlage and Quickset. So this gets used a lot. In the past, we would have been originating Quickset and Schlage on the Blitz. Now we punch them out on the right-hand. Got your HPC cards for the Blitz, 2 books of those. And then each of these cabinets has knobs and levers on this side. And then over on this side, we have our deadbolts. Down here in the bottom, we have our commercial levers. Mortise and rim cylinders. Your kick cylinders here. Selection of simplex parts. Cam locks, sliding door locks, do a decent amount of those here. More cam locks. and then various collars for Adams Right type stuff. And then in here, again, just miscellaneous parts, tap and die set, volt meter, hinge doctors. Do a decent amount of hoppy, multi-point lock, not just hoppy, but we do a lot of hoppies out here. So we keep a couple different bodies on hand to fill those in. Power cord for when you gotta step away from the van. You need power. And all the way in the back here, great big Von Duprin kit. We do a decent amount of exit device work, and a couple other kits, various things that we work on. Having kits is really handy when you're out 50, 60 miles away from the shop and you need to dig through parts and pieces. Having kits available is very, very handy. So when it comes to automotive lockouts, we come to the back of the van, grab our handy dandy broom, move it out of the way. We've got our snares hanging back here. Reach in here for our long reach tools. And then around the back, we have our access tools kit. It's got our airbags, wedges, various other under the glass tools that we use for opening vehicles. So easy to get to. You can pull right up next to the customer, open the back, grab your tools, have them in their vehicle in under a minute.
And what are in these blue bins?
That's a great question. These smaller ones, I can bring this out here so you can see it. Hemtech deadbolts, quick set latches, different latches in this one. Different size, you know, these the Uscan levers and knobs come. You can order them either 2 3/4 or 2 3/8. We typically order them 2 3/4. So we have extras there for replacements, and then on this side we have our 2 3/8 privacy and entry, so we can swap those out for folks. And then this big one on the bottom for wood screws, some machine screws. The machine screws we typically keep in one of these other kits, a little more organized by thread pitch and size. This is really just extra wood screws for putting stuff back together that may have come apart. You need a 4-inch screw to run into through a hinge. You know, if those little 3/4 inch screws that they come with aren't catching anything, you know, you can throw something like that in there. Usually, again, when you're a long ways away from the shop up in the mountains, sometimes that'll be the part that saves the job. So the important part, right? The captain's chair here up front, pretty standard, right? We've got you gotta have your sanitizing spray there, place for the phone, charging, big case of leashes in here. The all important. What vehicle are we going to open? What tips and tricks do we have there? Keep some, these are booties for the feet. Wintertime, super important. We're going in and out of houses. If you're wearing boots, you don't have to kick those off every time. You can throw on some booties, save the customer's carpet. Then this is our handy dandy price sheet. And then we also use this is our multi-point lock hardware specification sheet. So we're doing measurements when we're going out and trying to figure out what multi-point piece of hardware do you have. We can get all those measurements, send those off to our supplier, and that gives us a really good advantage on getting the right part the first time.
All right, well, Adrian, thank you so much for that tour. I have to tell you, I'm very impressed. It's very organized. It really felt like watching you go through it. You have to let us know if you kind of felt the same way, but there was like, if I have this problem, I have, you know, this box or area.
Right.
If I have this problem, I have this.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, each one of the vans is a little bit different. We're always upgrading and trying to meet those challenges.
Yeah.
But also make it efficient for the guys when they're out in the field.
Okay.
Right? You know, grab this box because you're going to work on that. You've got everything with you. You're not making multiple trips back to the vehicle. And again, you're not in a spot where you're out in the field and you're trying to find that one thing. We really try to have the van set up and clean and organized, because it makes you, I don't like to have the guys work fast. I like to have them work efficiently.
Sure.
And if we can keep the vans clean and organized, it really makes a big difference. It's good for the customers too, right?
Absolutely.
They look into the vans, they come out. I have plenty of customers come out and look inside and go, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fun to show it off too.
Absolutely. Now, a couple things. I have a couple questions here for you. Number one is next to your phone holder up front, it says inverter off ?
Right.
Is that because you've experienced some dead batteries?
Indeed.
Or okay.
Indeed. Yep.
And when you hop in, how often when you hop in, you or your guy who's working in it, are you like, oh crap, I need to go turn it off?
It's probably once a week.
Okay.
You know, yeah, again, you get going fast, right? And that's, again, I said this earlier, right? I don't like it when we go fast, because fast is, you're trying to get somewhere and you forget something. So being efficient, remembering to turn that off, or you come out in the morning and go to fire the van up, and you open that sliding door and you hear the telltale beep.
Yes.
Beep. That inverter's beeping at you because the battery's toast.
And when you have to turn it off, do you have to get out and go to the back?
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. So again, it's part of that routine, right? I think locksmiths get into a routine where they do things very specifically. And so like the guys trading back and forth between vehicles, they don't like to do that because the previous person that was in the van may not have done what they would have done.
The screwdriver's here and not there.
Correct.
And it starts to create a little chaos.
Yes. Yeah. The anxiety level gets pretty high.
Yes.
When that happens. Yeah.
And so my last question is, what is your favorite part about the van? If somebody is maybe looking at getting a van similar to this, what's your favorite part / what would you recommend of something that they do?
On this van in particular, it's a long van. So it has a lot of room inside. Aside from it being a normal top van, right? For somebody like me, a little bit bigger in the van, thankfully that seat can come down lower. But I think my favorite part is that add-on 4-wheel drive piece. Okay. Because when we're driving out here in Montana and down some of these canyons and up the mountain roads, when you throw that thing in 4-wheel drive, you can feel the van actually grab the road.
Really?
So there's a lot of confidence in that. So I'd say that's probably my favorite part.
That's awesome. Yeah, honestly, I never knew, I don't know if I should be admitting this on camera, but I never knew that you could buy a 4-wheel drive kit.
Yeah, it's an add-on.
I mean, am I the only one? I mean, please tell me someone else out there didn't know this, okay?
Yeah, because I mean, this is it's a stock Express van, rear-wheel drive. You can have them do it at the dealership, and it's a legitimate stick. It's not a button that you turn, that you push or turn. It's a full-on actual 4-wheel drive. So
awesome,
it handles well.
Well, very cool, Adrian. Thank you so much for taking the time and
thank you
showing it to us. And it's pretty awesome, isn't it? Of course, we want to know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Congrats, you've made it to the end. Now, I wanna make sure that when you are commenting on our videos that you include the hashtag Lockboss. When you do, you automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes we give away every Tuesday live here on YouTube. So I look forward to reading your comment and responding soon. Until next time.